You know, at some point, I really believe that the gaming industry is actually being run by literal supervillains. Yeah, it sounds outlandish, but honestly, hear me out. How often throughout this past year of 2026 have we seen the most insane headlines of everything happening in this industry right now? Variable rate pricing, insane amounts of DRM, no longer having physical discs in 2028, and that's just PlayStation. Look at Nintendo starting the $80 game, also adding variable rate pricing, and then beginning to push game key cards onto players, no longer having an actual physical game, but now having physical DRM in order to download the game onto their Switch 2s. And then there's everything with Xbox, where the previous leadership was trying to also copy the $80 video game spot with The Outer Worlds 2 after things didn't go so well and they had to backtrack. So at least one company kind of realizes, hey, we can't abuse the customers this badly just yet. But clearly what we're watching right now is the fact that Grand Theft Auto 6 and PlayStation are literally working in what I would consider to be actual collusion to make sure that you don't own anything in this space. Whether it's not owning the physical disc, because GTA 6 is going to be all digital, and so is PlayStation soon in 2028, but also at the same time charging you more for it as well, and soon to be potentially not even giving you the box either, and forcing you into an all streaming digital future. Yeah, we're going to talk about that later on in the video too, because Strauss-Zelnick and PlayStation said the quiet part out loud. But before we get into that topic later on in the video, trust me, you're going to want to stick around for it. It looks like Take-Two, GTA, and even other companies are doing everything they can to squeeze more money out of you at every possible aspect, even if it is just to watch a trailer for a video game. Because according to Discussing Films on Twitter posting, a new look at GTA 6 will be released on Netflix August 27th, 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. BST. That's right, boys. Now we're talking about exclusivity for literal trailers. No, I'm not kidding. Take-Two, GTA, and Netflix are working together to have an entire setup to make you watch GTA 6 trailers of actual gameplay and stuff going on in the game for the price of a subscription. Yeah, that's where we are right now. And to make matters even worse, it's not even a permanent exclusive. It's a 6-hour time-gated window before it actually hits the internet. So they're going around asking people to pay for Netflix, if they don't already have it, in order to watch a trailer for a video game that'll be out later on in the afternoon or even the evening. That's how desperate they think people actually are. And you're thinking to yourself, who in their right mind would ever pay money to a subservice to watch a trailer of a video game that I can literally watch later on during the day? You'd be surprised. Because according to GTA 6 Countdown on Twitter posting, I just subscribed to Netflix to watch the GTA 6 extended look on August 27th. It better be at least half an hour of solid gameplay. Brother, we are cooked. We are absolutely cooked. People are going around making dedicated GTA 6 accounts to talk about a video game that once it comes out, there's going to be nothing else to talk about, to go through and spend $27 to watch a trailer for Grand Theft Auto 6, not knowing what's in the trailer of the subservice they're going to be paying for to watch in the first place. The dude is paying $27 for hopium on the actual idea that half an hour of gameplay will be there. So what happens when it's not there, my boy? What happens if it doesn't show up? What happens if it's not half an hour in the first place? I bet you're going to feel pretty crunchy after that entire thing. What a stupid, but I think the more ridiculous part about this isn't that people are going around and buying and getting Netflix subs to watch a potential trailer, not knowing how long it is or what's going to be in it. It's the fact that gaming journals and analysts are trying to explain it to us as customers why this is happening, because apparently we don't have the intellect for it. With Reese Kiwi Talks Riley on Twitter posting, I am beginning to see that some people just like complaining about literally everything. The fact that people are getting so bent out of shape over GTA 6's extended look being on Netflix for, get this, 6 hours. 6 hours is hilarious. Most people sleep for longer. GTA transcends gaming, and Rockstar literally did the same thing with GTA 5 with Game Informer, where it was locked behind a magazine. Were you people complaining then? Some people need to go out and touch grass, or touch grass for 6 hours, and then come back and watch the extended look on YouTube, LOL. The outrage reaction is a total nothing burger. Reese, let's be honest about this, my boy. If the trailer is going to be on Netflix for 6 hours, I want to ask you a real question. Why even put it on Netflix for subscribers to pay for in the first place? That's the argument people are having, my boy. It's the fact that GTA, Take-Two, and Netflix feel like people are going to be dumb enough, well, we've already proven that they actually are, to pay for a sub to watch a trailer of a game they don't even know it's going to be in it in the first place, when in the reality is, 6 hours later, it will be on YouTube. That's what we're complaining about. The fact that it is so completely stupid in the first place, when they could have just put the trailer out for everybody those 6 hours earlier, and everybody could have had their entire idea of watching what's going on in the actual game itself. Instead, they want to paywall it to make every sucker, clown, and idiot give money to an actual sub service to watch the trailer for then 6 hours later for it to be everywhere all at once. And the real complaint isn't just about that, it's about the fact that this industry copies what every other single one of them actually do, like we saw before with $80 games, all wishing for GTA to be even more expensive as well. And that's what they in fact wanted. That's what bankers actually wanted. Never forget that. And as this industry does this consistently over and over again, we're going to be seeing more hyped games do the exact same thing. And no, this isn't the exact same thing as a Game Informer magazine being locked behind that paywall, because I can simply go and pick up the magazine and read it without having to pay it. Remember that? That's how we used to do those things. And even then, it was always on the website literally that same exact day when the magazine hit print shelves. So don't give me that garbage every single time. Sorry, brother. That's not how this works around here. Oh, and the boot? I bet it tastes like candy now, doesn't it? But it looks like things didn't go well for Reese either, because Stop Killing Games quote tweeted them and said this: GTA is transcending gaming. Clown emoji. Hell no. It's not normal to put a commercial behind a paywall and then make another commercial advertising that commercial. That's just next level greed. Yes, GTA 6 is pretty much guaranteed to become one of the defining cultural phenomena of this generation, potentially getting close to Star Wars or Lord of the Rings in terms of sheer cultural and commercial impact, but that doesn't somehow give Rockstar a free pass on everything that they do. And Stop Killing Games' Twitter account is perfectly correct. That's exactly what the problem is. People talking about this is a nothing burger. It's the same as the Game Informer magazines, when they're literally putting a commercial behind a paywall to charge you for it, and then put that same commercial out 6 hours later to shove ads into it to make you watch that too. But the thing is, it gets even worse, because Strauss Zelnick, the CEO of Take-Two, was on record talking about what he feels about GTA 6, and things are not going to go well, especially because they actually talked about PlayStation going all digital and why GTA 6 is not having a disc in the actual box. When you hear it, you won't even believe it yourself. Because according to Dexerto on Twitter, Take-Two CEO Strauss Zelnick says physical discs don't really make sense for big games like GTA 6. Our business is well over 90% digital. That's where the world is going. Boy, doesn't that sound familiar? That sounds just like the exact same talking points we've been hearing for the past month and a half. Everything from PlayStation saying the exact same thing. 83% of our sales are all digital. It's not even physical anymore. It doesn't even matter. Capcom saying the same thing. 90% is all digital, even though the context missing is that 50% of all their sales are on the PC, a purely digital platform. And now Take-Two is saying the exact same thing. 90% is all digital. Discs don't make sense. It's where everybody's going. You mean the fact that everybody's going back to physical, where we're seeing a rise in actual physical media in this new generation, or the fact that Sony themselves are making a goddamn turntable for vinyl records to sell those too? Yeah, that's where everybody's going, am I right? All digital, owning nothing, and being happy about it. And hell, even paying more for it. Gotta love Strauss Zelnick, everybody. What a great guy. He's blessed us with GTA 6 and also with the removal of your entire ownership of library in video games. Congratulations. You guys are literally colluding with each other and it's fucking pathetic. We can all see it. It's actually really bad. Stop doing this. But Dexerto had an article. And let's see what Strauss Zelnick had to say. With the article stating, Take-Two boss Strauss Zelnick says discs, quote, don't really make sense for consumers, and Grand Theft Auto 6's pre-orders are, quote, exceptional. Number one, if anybody calls you a consumer, ignore them completely. We don't use the word consumer around here. You're a customer. Don't ever let a company, corporation, or CEO degrade you by calling you nothing more than a pig eating slop out of a trough. Respect yourself. Strauss Zelnick also continues by saying, so in certain instances, especially if it's a big game, discs just, and note I said discs, don't really make sense for the consumer, the Take-Two boss said. Also, in most instances, you have to register online to play anyhow. So if you're already connected, who cares if you download digitally? It's all the same, and it's much more convenient. So that's where the world is going, in our opinion, and I think Sony understands that. We certainly understand that. It doesn't mean that we won't have physical editions now and then. I'm sure we will, the same way that there's still vinyl in the record music business. But in other instances, it just won't make sense. Wait, hold on a second. For really big games, a disc doesn't make sense. But if you talk about other places like music, vinyl does make sense. How does that work in any capacity? If you're trying to sell more copies to more people, wouldn't you want a physical format for people who don't have internet access or can't log in all the time or don't have the ability to have that high-speed internet, or, heaven forbid, their servers and online infrastructure actually go down that day and nobody can play the game at all? How does that make any sense whatsoever? So when does it make sense for games, Strauss? When the game is a AA game? No, it doesn't make sense then for to have a disc, because it's not going to have enough sales. Okay, maybe when it's an indie game. Yeah, definitely not having a disc then, because if it's an indie game, it's definitely not going to sell all the copies needed to print a disc in the first place. Okay, so if the big AAA games shouldn't have a disc because it doesn't make sense, then the AA games shouldn't have a disc because it also doesn't make sense. And the indie games shouldn't have a disc either because they don't sell enough copies because they're just indie games. So then basically what you're saying is nobody should have physical media at all, period. Yes. Congrats. Good job. Good job. And it's actually ridiculous watching people parade these talking points around like 90% digital, thinking it's going to be an actual excuse for people to, in fact, accept in this modern day and age. Unfortunately, no, it's not. And I love the actual collusion we're seeing literally right in front of our eyes. It's almost like PlayStation and Rockstar literally knew exactly what they were both going to be doing, and they were watching each other with clear intent. Hell, he even said it. Sony understands that. Yeah, they understand that we're not going to make physical games anymore, and we're going to go ahead and get more money because we don't have to do logistics or packaging or shipping or anything like that. Except you actually do, because you're shipping empty boxes with a code in the box to put into PSN in the first place. You're 90% of the way there. Just print the disc, dummy. And that's what's driving me crazy about this entire thing. You've got every CEO, every company literally working together, pushing the same total goal, pushing the same exact agenda. I'm not talking about like politics or whatever. I'm talking about the agenda of you owning nothing at all. And they're literally working together doing it. Strauss Zelnick just admitted in front of everybody. He said the quiet part out loud. Sony understands that. That means they knew. They knew beforehand what was going to happen with PlayStation. And PlayStation knew exactly what was going to happen with GTA 6. If I was a betting man, I would be betting this would be in some sort of facet actual collusion in the gaming space to not give you any sort of physical access whatsoever, and using GTA 6 as a catalyst to do it. The one game that is a monumental event. The one game where people are spending money to sign up for Netflix to watch a damn trailer. The one where analysts and game journals are defending and licking the boot of corporations. That's what they're going to be using, the main catalyst to drive this forward. And the crazier part is, that's not even the worst of what Strauss-Zelnick even said. He wants to go even further. And when you see where, you're really gonna get mad. Because according to Eurogamer, also posting, we'll all be streaming our games in about, quote, 3 years, says Take-Two boss, raising some post-released questions about GTA 6. With the article by Eurogamer saying, in Take-Two's latest financial report, CEO Strauss-Zelnick makes some bold statements about the future of the games industry, as the industry reels from Sony's controversial decision to stop manufacturing physical disc-based games and to pivot to an all-digital future. Zelnick reckons we won't only embrace digital games in the future, but stream our games too. With Strauss-Zelnick saying, quote, with the advent of streaming, which we really do believe is around the corner in terms of having something that's low latency and really works well for consumers, there's that word again, consumer. Think about it next time, you'll see. Machines that weren't game machines before will become game machines, Zelnick said during Take-Two's quarterly earnings call this morning. Commercial streaming can multiply the effective install base by 10, he continued. That doesn't mean we're going to 10x our revenue, and we wouldn't project that we would, because obviously your avid consumers, there it is again, already have access to video game machines. But I do think it creates great opportunity for titles that are broadly desirable even outside of core markets, and we do have titles like that, obviously. Oh, would you look at that? Exactly what I said before is exactly what they're going to be doing. Using games like GTA 6, NBA 2K, all the ball and gun games, the Madden games, everything you could possibly imagine. They're going to use those games as the ability to push the kind of future they want to have in the video game space, which means you will literally own nothing and pretend to be happy. It goes from one step to another. At first, it was your physical game in the box, fully complete, day one for the price they quoted. Then they added things like microtransactions. You don't want to pay $5 for horse armor? What are you, poor? Yeah, we're going to make it even worse now. Now we're going to take parts of the game that were on the cutting room floor, which really were just parts of the game that we cut out manually, and then we're going to sell those back to you as DLC or expansions, making the game go from $60 to $80 overall. Uh-oh, it's going to get even better though. Now, we're not even going to put the goddamn disc in the box, so you're going to have to go ahead and buy a code and put the code in your system to stay online and always be active. Oh, that's not enough? Now we're going to go even further to where you stream the game. You have no console, you have no system, you're stuck on our sub-service that we can constantly just increase in price on you every single time, and then when we increase the price, what are you going to do? Leave for another service where they're going to do the same thing to you as well? No, this is an actual oligopoly. A space where a couple of companies are running the entire gaming industry and screwing you over as a customer, not a consumer. We're not using that word here anymore, boys. These guys, these CEOs, these companies, these corporations, they don't want the best for you. They want the best for their pocketbook and their end goal. And it is the greediest move you could possibly imagine, pushing everyone towards an industry and a space where you own nothing, where you have no actual ownership, and they control everything. But they also want every red cent out of your actual back pocket. Complete insanity, if you ask me. But thankfully, I'm not the only one who's noticing. Check this out. Stop Killing Games on Twitter posted, translation, in 3 years, the transformation to you will own nothing and be happy will be complete. Streaming your games means that not only do you no longer own the game you play, now you don't even own the hardware you play them on. And all this goes to show that unless SKG really succeeds in this space right now, we are completely cooked and hosed across the board. You're not going to see companies like Sony, Nintendo, and Xbox have the exact same kind of policies that Valve and Steam has. You're not going to see those same companies do what GOG does. You're not going to see any of those things. What you will see, however, though, is they're going to use the RAM crisis to feed you the poison while also turning around and selling you the cure, which apparently is going to be streaming your games to any device. Welcome to the idiocracy of the video game industry. But you know what, ladies and gentlemen, I want to hear what you guys got to say about this in the comment section down below. Do you think that GTA 6 and PlayStation are working in collusion to make this kind of thing go through and happen? Do you think the gaming industry is going to keep pushing this forward to where you'll own nothing and be happy? Or are you going to go to another platform where they'll actually respect you as an actual customer? I want to hear what you've got to say. And speaking about what you got to say, here's the comment of the day from Friday's video. With Rodrigo Faria 9109 saying this: I will not own Sony's renting device and be happy. Rodrigo, my friend, you are not wrong at all, brother. I've noticed a lot of people saying they're no longer going to be supporting Sony and PlayStation because of this move. But the problem is going to be what the rest of the industry is going to be doing in this space, and if they're going to follow suit. Hopefully they don't. And hopefully some actual competition shows up in this space as well for other people to say, I'm going to go where I'm respected as a customer. Sadly, though, with the way things are going with GTA 6 and Sony, it's going to be a huge uphill battle. But as always, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys want to see more of this kind of content, though, more PC port reviews, gaming news, Steam Deck videos, fanboy content, and live streams, subscribe to the channel. If you want Discord access or emotes during those live streams, become a YouTube member. It's as low as $1. Look, if you don't want to spend the buck, don't even sweat it. Just come on down Saturday nights, live, 8:45 p.m. Eastern, right here on the channel, as I wear a banana suit and get insulted with text-to-speech. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. Live Saturday nights, right here, 8:45 p.m. Eastern, every Saturday. But you know what? We're not done yet. Do you want even more of me, though? Check out Oh No, It's Alex Gaming. Link to that channel is in the description down below. A new video goes up every single Monday. Well, would you look at that? There's a new one there right now. And I live stream there every weekday as well, from around 10 a.m. to about 2 p.m. Right now, we're playing Beast of Reincarnation and then finishing up the week with Gears of War E-Days Open Beta. Come on down to the live streams, check out the videos, and hang out with the community as they basically call me DSP and make fun of me for being bad at video games. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. Oh No, It's Alex Gaming. Link to the channels in the description down below. With all that being said, though, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you have a great one, and I'll see you gooners next time. Peace!